Three of answer Pierre Bernier.
10 rounds dans la catégorie des poids corps. Next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the super bantamweight division. Les juges de ce combat, the judges for this bout, Jean Lapointe, Sylvain Leblanc et Claude Paquette. L'arbitre de referee, M. Steve Saint-Germain. Présentant tout premièrement le coin bleu, introducing first in the blue corner. He weighed in at 117.7 pounds. Il enregistre un poids de 117.7 livres. Il porte la culotte orange et rose, wearing a bright orange trimmed with pink. His professional record, sa fiche professionnelle, 17 wins, only 4 defeats, with 1 draw and 11 wins coming by way of knockout. Introducing the former IBF Super Flyweight Champion of the World, from Mexico, Rodrigo, Guerrero. Son adversaire on the point, who's his opponent in the red corner. He weighed in at 117.8 pounds. Il enregistre un poids de 117.8 livres. Wearing black, trimmed with gold. His professional record, sa fiche professionnelle. 22 victoires, seulement 3 défaites et 14 victoires sont parmises dans le combat. He brings a professional record consisting of 22 wins, only 3 defeats, with 14 wins coming by way of knockout. The Saint-Jérôme Chiquito Bang Bang! Yes! Gauthier! L'arbitre de referee Steve Saint-Germain.
I received my instruction in the locker room. They asked me this was on our coat. For un combat sans faille. I want a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Protégez en votre temps. Touche again. Touch gloves. Good luck.
8-round bantamweight fight. Former world champion Rodrigo Guerrero in the brown. Sébastien Gauthier in the black. 10 rounds. 10 rounds.
You'll notice, Mark, the Bell Center is pretty full at this point, and we're still 4 fights away from the Bell Center. This fight is perhaps the reason for that. A lot of buzz about this one.
Very evenly matched fight on paper. Both guys have significant wins. Been in with some top competition. Hard right over the top, and down goes Gauthier.
That one's ruled a slip, but Gauthier took an extra right hand while he was on the canvas.
Thought that should have been a knockdown.
It looked like a right hand might have landed. We'll have to see on the replay.
Jab from Gauthier. Gauthier come up a first-round stoppage over David Canales. That was back on September 28th, where Guerrero.
This year, this is something that Guerrero will do. He is a natural right-hander. He'll turn southpaw, he'll switch the other way. He is very dangerous on the inside with power in both hands, and he is touching Gauthier early.
Hit him with some good shots. Here's Rodrigo Guerrero. Good body shot from Guerrero. Gauthier trying to fight back. Rodrigo Guerrero trying to pin Gauthier against the ropes.
Gauthier doesn't like to move. He said it himself. I'm a guy who's going to stand in front of you, and it might not be in his best interest here tonight.
Hard right hook from Guerrero. Here comes Gauthier back. Gauthier and Guerrero. Rodrigo Guerrero. Hard right again from Guerrero.
Guerrero might have tired out a little bit throwing all those shots.
And Gauthier drilled him with an uppercut. But Guerrero hits him again. Drives him back to the rope in a left hand.
Gauthier said he was born on the same day as Arturo Gatti. That was his hero growing up, and he wants to be in a war like Arturo was. So far, this has the makings of one.
Arturo is a hero in this part of the world. Being from Montreal, good combination from Gauthier. Guerrero trying to push Gauthier back, but Gauthier keeps firing off as we come to the end of an eventful round one.
Guerrero's kind of backed off.
Oh, he eats a big right hand. Guerrero smiles at Gauthier. He said, yeah, you got me. Here comes the replay. Maybe we'll see if there should have been a knockdown early in the round. I believe that should have been a knockdown.
I don't think there's any question that should have been a knockdown. Nonetheless, afterward, this one turned out to be an all-out slugfest.
There's a good right hand at the end of the round for Gauthier.
Use your right hand. Use it effectively. He's asking Gauthier to surprise his opponent with his right hand.
That was the voice of Chris Gauthier. No relation.
None whatsoever.
Into the corner of Stéphane LaRouche and his fighter Sébastien Gauthier. As we start round two, they're going right at it. Rodrigo Guerrero in the brown and pink.
Very often, the Guerrero will retreat. Gauthier is backing him up, at least for the moment.
And Gauthier trying to bully him against ropes, and Guerrero trying to fight off it. A little bit of a role reversal in round one.
There's no shortage of people who think that Rodrigo Guerrero should be a world champion right now. He fought Juan Carlos Sanchez Jr. a weight division below. He threw and landed more punches, but somehow one of the judges gave the fight 11-1 in favor of Sanchez Jr. Instead, he has to come here in hostile territory against a guy who can certainly bang.
Sébastien Gauthier trying to return fire from round one. Gauthier told me if he wins this fight, there's been preliminary word on the street that he could fight a guy like Sanchez or even a Leo Santa Cruz type of fighter for a world championship.
Moving around a lot on the ropes, but he's protecting himself from that uppercut and not those shots upstairs.
Good right from Gauthier. Body shots from Rodrigo Guerrero. Hard right over the top from Gauthier. Corey, we've been here all week. We've been hearing this. This could be the sleeper fight of the night, and it's sure living up to that. Oh, a hard shot, and Gauthier is hurt. Guerrero now trying to unload in the corner. Gauthier holding on.
Guerrero needs to give himself space to land those shots. Can't get too excited.
We're talking about fighting. Oh, a hard right again. Drives Gauthier back. He eats another right. A right again from Guerrero. Guerrero again turning southpaw.
Gauthier with no interest in holding on. Moves his legs a little bit. Is back on the ropes.
We're talking about a fight of the year in a couple of weeks with Marquez and Valoria. Ringside that night will be Larry Holmes. And just a quick happy birthday to Larry Holmes today. Hard right over the top from Rodrigo Guerrero to punctuate round 3.
Well, Gauthier just couldn't get out of the way of that right hand. Guerrero was waiting for it, and we'll see. Waiting along the ropes, and it was that counter right. Timing it perfectly. He may have changed the landscape of this fight, although there's been plenty of ebb and flow through 2 rounds already.
See this great non-stop action. See Denis Grachev waving to the camera.
Well, Grachev has been comparing himself to Ivan Drago all week. I don't like to bring Rocky comparisons into real boxing, but since he did, I suppose we can roll with it.
Well, let's be honest. I interviewed him a few weeks ago on a radio show, and he said I'm going to break Butte maybe 4 times during the interview. So
he said it, not us.
Exactly. Round 3, scheduled for 10. Rodrigo Guerrero had Sébastien Gauthier in trouble a couple times already in this fight.
Guerrero has shown a phenomenal chin mark, standing in there with guys like Vic Darchinyi, and he was really one of the only guys to be able to back Vic up. And it's that chin that has allowed him to do things like what he did in the second round, just kind of waiting around, taking a couple shots from Gauthier, and then landing the one that he wants.
Gauthier just lands a good right hand. Right hook from Guerrero.
That aura of vulnerability is what makes Gauthier intriguing. He was on the wrong end of a knockout of the year contender back in 2009 against Mario Macias here at the Bell Center. People know that at any time, it can end.
Right on cue, there's a hard uppercut by Guerrero. And now he's trying to end it with a furious combination and wild shots. Good right from Gauthier. Sébastien Gauthier. There's a good body shot there.
Both these guys have the same mentality when someone's hurt. Guerrero, when he sees Gauthier is hurt, starts firing away, and Gauthier, he doesn't know how to hold on. He throws his hands as well.
Gauthier now trying to follow Guerrero around.
Guerrero kind of telegraphing that right hand. A lot better of it a moment ago.
Jab to the body from Sébastien Gauthier. And a plethora of hard shots already in the first 3 rounds here.
Gauthier aiming a little bit high with that right hand. There he lands a good, quick right hook.
Left, should be a right hook from Guerrero. End of round 3. Scheduled for 10. There's already been enough highlights for about 10 rounds already in the first 3. Guerrero and Gauthier.
Well, compared to the first 2, this round is relatively tame, but we still had a fighter hurt and a handful of good exchanges to go with it.
Está tirando un golpe nada más, está tirando un golpe nada más. Toma, 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 toma esto, toma. Está tirando un puro golpe.
There's the uppercut. They've got Gauthier in trouble there, Corey.
And you can see Guerrero really believes he can get Gauthier out of here, or at least he wants to. Every time he has Gauthier hurt, he's letting it all hang out, and at times, he's punching himself out, and it allows Gauthier to come back with shots like that. Good ebb and flow to each one of these rounds so far.
Round 4 scheduled for 10. About to commence here at the Bell Center in Montreal. On Welt TV, Mark Ames, Corey Erdman, Chris Gauthier, our French translator. Rodrigo Guerrero in the brown, former world champion. Hands are right to the bodies. They're mixing it up on the inside with Sébastien Gauthier. And lands a good right. The term backward step is not in either of these guys' vocabulary.
Gauthier described himself this week as a boxer who doesn't like to move a lot. And that's exactly what we're getting here tonight.
Guys are just loading up on each other.
He might not move his feet a lot, but Gauthier likes to move his hands.
The left side of Guerrero's face starting to swell up a little bit around the cheekbone. Product of some right hands by Gauthier. Good shots again from Gauthier. Good right from Gauthier and a hard right on the rope. Sébastien Gauthier thinks he may have something here as he lands a right again.
This is also where he got caught last time. He lands another uppercut.
Good body shot. And another right to the side of the face. Oh. Guerrero jumps in with a left hook. Combination from Guerrero, left from Gauthier. It's just an old-fashioned brawl. Hard shots from Gauthier again. Guerrero walks right through him and throws back some more of his own.
Thus far, Guerrero knows that he can hurt Gauthier, but Gauthier does not know the same about his opponent.
And he's landing some shots right on the button, too. Oh, hard left and a right from Guerrero. This is a war, Corey.
Guerrero likes this kind of stuff. He's been in these types of fights before. Gauthier, like he said, he's wanted that kind of war. Hasn't yet been in one.
There's a lot of leather hitting skin in this one. What a terrific round. They acknowledge each other. As he said, take a minute, I'll see you in the middle of the ring. You look at Mikhail Zuski. Big prospect. Seeing our next bout.
Top-ranked prospect, managed by Cameron Duncan. This will only be his 4th fight in Canada, despite being a local here. He's very excited, making an appearance in front of his hometown crowd.
We come out for round 5 of this war between Gauthier in the black and Rodrigo Guerrero in the brown. They shake hands, and if it's been anything like the first 4 rounds, they're going to have to start swinging for the fences.
This is one of those fights, Mark, it's tough to be an analyst for. There's not much analysis to be had here. It's who's going to wilt first.
It's definitely a battle, more of a battle of will than a battle of skill. Good right from Gauthier over the top. He said he's landed a bunch of shots on the button and really has not been able to deter Guerrero even for a millisecond. Good left to the body from Guerrero.
Gauthier did some serious damage to former world champion Steve Molitor last time out. Molitor suffered a couple of deep cuts. And there was a time during that fight when you thought perhaps it was going to be stopped.
The guys are jumping in and Going like reckless abandon here.
Guerrero just keeps walking through all of these shots.
He's walking in southpaw one time, walking in orthodox the next time.
Well, this is something he's done more recently in his career. He does a lot more switching as a younger fighter, particularly against Darchinian, who's a straight-up southpaw. We mentioned he's a natural righty who's converted to southpaw primarily.
Good right inside from Guerrero. Gauthier fires back. Here comes Guerrero back now.
You'll see when he throws in combination, it's that hook, that right hook. Now he's orthodox again with the right hand. That's the money shot.
Gauthier landed a little combination, not much behind it. Guerrero misses with a wild right hand. Sticks the jab in Gauthier's face. Body shot and a left from Gauthier. It's a good round for Gauthier. Wide right from Rodrigo Guerrero. Combination inside from Guerrero.
This, I would have to think, Mark, is a Gauthier round.
I think so as well. If he lands a good right at the end of the round.
Both these guys seem to be loving it. Smiles on the faces of both Gauthier and Guerrero.
All right, à droite au corps fonctionne bien.
Lucien Boutte getting his hands taped back in the dressing room. He's had fights with bigger name guys, but let's be honest, this could be the biggest fight of his career. If he slips up here, a lot of possibilities go down the drain.
Well, certainly all of the possibilities go down the drain if he loses to Denis Grachev tonight. And it would taint that phenomenal run that he had from 2007 onward and have people believe he's no longer an elite fighter.
And before breaking away to Boutte's dressing room, Pierre Bouchard's words, war for his fighter Gauthier, our strategy is working well.
If that strategy is to go to war, then I suppose that it has. Gauthier said that's what he wanted.
I can sense the tides turn a little bit in Gauthier's favor in terms of the momentum of the fight.
Well, Gauthier's created a little bit more space between him and Guerrero. And he's forced Guerrero to reach, and he's falling short more and more often, at least in the 5th round.
And Gauthier just landing a good body shot on the ropes. Another one. Guerrero trying to fight his way out. Gauthier steps back. Guerrero reaches with a right hand. Sébastien Gauthier and Rodrigo Guerrero going to war here on Well TV. Round 6 scheduled for 10. Good right. Each of them land good rights. And a left from Guerrero. What a terrific fight. And a cut around the right eye of Sébastien Gauthier. They both smiled at each other, you know, in the pocket there.
I think this is fun, isn't it?
For us, but I think it's fun for them too. Gauthier trying to land a long right hand, and he gets one there. Right above us ringside. And some of the sweat from Guerrero with that punch lands right on our notes here. Good body shot from Gauthier again. Do you sense Guerrero slowing down?
That body shot might have made Guerrero think.
His punches are more of arm punches now as Gauthier now pushes him against the ropes.
Guerrero seems to come up with these heroic comebacks off the ropes.
These two guys are warriors.
Guerrero kind of thought of holding on there for a moment. And then said, no, I don't do that.
Good right from Gauthier. You look at them facially, and beside the little nick around the right eye, Gauthier looks somewhat fresh. Where you look at Guerrero, Guerrero looks like he's been through it a little bit.
He's thrown a lot of punches, in particular. He's had Gauthier hurt. Perhaps starting to wind down just a little bit.
Round 6 scheduled for 10 in the books.
Perdre la qualité, là, il prend de la confiance.
See some of the action here. And Gauthier, really for the first time, is starting to push Guerrero around. You saw him back Guerrero up to the ropes. Guerrero was willingly moving to the ropes before, but Gauthier is starting to move around with more authority and landing in combination on the inside.
You see that perfect left hand? It barely budged Guerrero. This whole fight basically has been a highlight reel. Round 7 scheduled for 10. Rodrigo Guerrero in the brown, Sébastien Gauthier in the black.
Guerrero needs to get back to moving forward. His best work as a professional, clearly been as the aggressor.
And he's trying that early in round 7. Body shots left from Guerrero. Three-punch combination from Guerrero, but here comes Gauthier right back. Just getting in the kitchen of Guerrero.
Guerrero just almost willingly eating those shots on the inside. Not even trying to get his hands up, just looking for that next opportunity to throw his.
Good right from Gauthier. Drives Guerrero back a few steps.
Guerrero still doesn't appear hurt, but...
And then Guerrero just drilled Gauthier with a right hook. And a left from Guerrero. It's his turn to move forward. Uppercut. This is good stuff, Corey.
Well, the 118-pound division has given us a lot of great fights recently and over the past few years. This is just part of that lineage.
Both of them land good shots there. Three-punch combination from Guerrero. A war. Good shot from Gauthier over the top. Good right again from Gauthier. He takes a left and a right and some body shots. Now Gauthier's on the ropes. Hard right. Sébastien Gauthier could be in a little bit of trouble here. Rodrigo Guerrero trying to look for a big shot here. I don't like the legs of Gauthier.
Well, if Guerrero hasn't punched himself out, Gauthier could be in serious trouble.
Gauthier's now starting to look like a fighter that's really taking a lot of shots down. He eats 3-4 more on the ropes. Tries to land one back. Big end of round 7 for Rodrigo Guerrero.
In these back and forth rounds, Mark, it's basically who has the best flurry. And in that particular round, you have to give it to Rodrigo Guerrero.
The last 45 seconds to a minute, I think it's the most trouble either fighter's been in during the fight. There was the right that kind of stopped Gauthier in his tracks.
Again, although Guerrero stands at the southpaw, it's the right hand you have to watch out for. And it's the one that paid dividends right there. But credit to Gauthier, he got his hands back up, continued to throw punches. Never seemed to be in dire trouble.
Trying to figure out what Pierre Bouchard's telling Gauthier, but the volume's really weak.
Round 8 scheduled for 10. Rodrigo Guerrero and Sébastien Gauthier. And Guerrero coming out very strong here to start round 8. Gauthier trying to jab.
You're trying to buy some time here. Goes to a decision, of course. Gauthier, home favorite.
Good right over the top from Gauthier. Guerrero back to boxing and jabbing.
Guerrero again has turned orthodox. Had a lot of success as a southpaw in the last round, although when you fight in these close quarters.
Good right from Guerrero. And Gauthier holding on. Gauthier now starting to look like a bloody mess in the face.
The one advantage is that standing like this, Guerrero can get a little more leverage on the right hand.
Right from Gauthier. No putting him there. He's a definition of a fighter. His girlfriend's a boxer. So it runs all over. And he owns a gym, so it's boxing pretty much sun up to sundown for Sébastien Gauthier. He lands a good right.
Gauthier throughout his career has lost some fights that maybe he should have won. Exceeded expectations.
A shot? Was that body shot?
That will be a body shot.
Sorry. Down goes Gauthier. See if Guerrero runs across the ring now. Another body shot. And he's got Gauthier in trouble. Referee very close to stopping the fight. Sébastien Gauthier take it in the corner, and this fight is over.
That'll be it, and no protest from Gauthier.
Solid 8-round stoppage by Rodrigo Guerrero.
Oh, he got everything he could handle here tonight in Sébastien Gauthier.
Terrific fight. All the way around. Great sportsmanship by Gauthier.
You saw here tonight why Rodrigo Guerrero can be hell on wheels for any 118-pounder, because he just doesn't stop coming.
18 and 4, 12 knockouts now. We're about to see the end of Sébastien Gauthier's night.
These guys had spent so long all night trading shots upstairs, and Rodrigo Guerrero lands one of the first significant body shots, and down goes Gauthier. He just couldn't recover after that.
You know what I like? I think the replay missed the first punch and was a body shot. Tried to go right back down there, and good stoppage, good fight. Both guys should be commended. Great effort.
Guerrero, a young veteran. He's been in a lot of high-profile fights, 4 world title fights, and he knew what to do when he had his man in trouble. Now he can think again about heading toward the top of the ladder at 118.
Well, let's go up to ring announcer Pierre Bernier. He'll give us the official particulars.
Dile que nos vamos a llevar, dile.
Promotor, entregalo a mí. Ya, aquí tu nombre.
Guerrero, se lo regaló.
Of this bout, Rodrigo Guerrero looks now to be a player in the 118-pound division.
Again, we mentioned he could have been world champion heading into this fight. Instead, he had to come to Montreal and get in another war. Arguably, he could have beaten Juan Carlos Sanchez Jr. if it weren't for Ruben Garcia's scorecard. He's the same guy that had Wilfredo Vasquez beating Nonito Donaire.
Let's go up to ring announcer Pierre Bernier.
Mesdames et messieurs, le combat se termine à 2 minutes 31 du 8e round. The end comes at 2 minutes 31 seconds of the 8th round. Referee stops the bout. The winner, the breaker, Rodrigo Guerrero.
Good effort. Rodrigo Guerrero puts himself back in line for a major world title opportunity here on Wealth TV.
And all those people who had this one circled as the potential show stealer, you were right.
You told me that on Wednesday, so you were in on that action very early.
I don't need to pat myself on the back.
I just did.
I'm no Barry Horowitz.
See some of the highlights of. This is almost like a fight in itself, the highlight package.
This is like a video game at times, the way these guys were trading.
That was it was 20 seconds in the fight there.
And you thought in the first round that Gauthier might be in trouble, but every time he looked to be in a little bit of peril, he got his hands up and fired back. And really, not until the end, with that body shot, could you see the referee even taking a close look. He knew that both of these guys were going to respond. See just hellacious shots Gauthier was eating.
Here's the body shot there. And here's the end of the night for Sébastien Gauthier as Rodrigo Guerrero picks up win number 18.
Guerrero sensed all night that he could get Gauthier out of there, and he did exactly that.
Next up,